Hey guys, just a little bit of a quick COVID update for you. People are often asking what's happening with COVID in Japan. We don't like talking about it too much because we find it a little bit depressing. The COVID itself's one thing, but it's just the effect that it has on people's lives is, we'd rather not talk about it. But the answer is, someone asked if, what's been happening. Well, yeah, they reported that on Friday they'd had 6,000 new cases, which is a big spike. That's the biggest spike since September, apparently. So, but we knew it was coming because 1 week ago, most of the people in Japan went home to their family homes to celebrate New Year. So, which involves sitting around in a small room with lots of people from all around, from all over the place, eating and drinking and having a good time. So obviously the result of that 1 week later is more cases of COVID being reported. So it's not really surprising. It's amazing that they write about it and talk about it in the media like it is surprising. I mean, you'd only have to look at the statistics from the same time last year, where 1 week after New Year the same thing happened. Or some of you might remember after Obon, Obon they do the same thing basically. They all go home to their family homes and hang out with their relatives for a few days in small rooms and eat and drink and stuff together, and then the same thing happened. A week later there was a whole bunch of new cases of COVID. So it's amazing that they keep doing the same things and then keep being surprised that the result is the same result every time. It's strange, isn't it? But we heard this week too from our friends in Australia, the same thing happened. They're not seeming to putting it together though. The friends in Australia on Facebook and so on were all saying, oh, there's a whole heap of new cases, like tens of thousands of cases in Australia. And it's because they opened the borders. They'd closed down the borders between the States and Australia, and recently they opened them. And that's why there's all these new cases. In Australia, 2 weeks ago, it was Christmas, and they all did the same thing. Everybody went home to their family homes and hung out with their families and distant relatives and everybody for a couple of days and ate and drank and had a good time. And then 1 week after that, they had tens of thousands of new cases of COVID, right? So it's amazing. Oh, it must be because the borders are open again. No, it's because everybody was hanging out with each other there for a few days over Christmas. And even the ones who didn't do that, of course, just because other people were doing it, no doubt that meant that there was more cases being spread around too. So it's not surprising. So yeah, that's what's happening in Japan. They've started to, as they always do, they let everybody go and do whatever they want to do. Everybody goes and does whatever they want to do. Then there's a bunch of new cases, and then they start to go, oh well, we'd better start shutting things down again. So some of the prefectures have been talking about restricting the drinking hours for bars and the operating hours for restaurants and that sort of stuff. That's what they do every time, which isn't probably the problem, The traditional New Year in Japan, they don't usually do it at bars and restaurants. They usually do it in the family homes. So they keep doing this every time there's a new outbreak or a new spike. They do these strange things where they make everybody go and eat in the restaurants during a shorter period of time, which makes the restaurants busier during that shorter period of time, and they make them close earlier. Which it's hard to see how that's going to help, because instead of people being able to go and eat whenever they want, everybody's got to go and eat within a couple of hours, which makes the restaurant really busy during that time, which gives you big numbers of people in a small space for a short period of time, which is hard to see how that's going to help. But this is the pattern. This is what they've done for the last 2 years. They sort of, everything goes free, and then the numbers go up, and then they make some of these sort of half-hearted sort of efforts to sort of slow things down, and then it goes down a bit, and then it goes up again. It's not bad. I mean, 127 million people in Japan and 6,000 new cases in a day. So, compared to some countries, that's not too bad, is it? So, most, or like more than 80% of Japan's already had their vaccinations, and then they're lining up for booster shots in some places already, so we're getting lined up for that. So pretty much it. as far as how it's affecting us, we get asked that a bit by our patrons and our PayPal supporters. Ask us a bit of how's things going for you. As far as we're concerned, it does restrict our work a bit because there's a lot of people who are nervous about being around other people. So our work is still running at like probably 70% of what we used to do before the plague hit. So as a result of that, the patron support and PayPal support and the videos and things that we do for the Japan channel have become a lot more important to us, of course. So the good news is that we got more time. We got less money. But the good news is we've got more time to spend making videos and taking photos and things like that. So that's the good news. But yeah, as far as how it affects us, you know, if it wasn't for our patrons and our PayPal supporters, we'd be in deep doo-doo, like a lot of other people are at the moment, no doubt. You know, that's what depresses us about them. It's not just the fact that some people get so sick and obviously some people die, which is obviously the worst part of this. But there's the other side is that how much it messes up people's lives. You know, as well as all the health issues, it's how it messes up people's lives. You know, people with young families trying to survive, who can't get work, and you know, people in the tourism industry. We deal with a lot of people through the English Friendly Directory who work in the tourism industry, and some of them are sort of okay because they're getting sort of domestic tourism and domestic customers, but a lot of them are really, really having a bad time of it, you know, and we really feel for those guys because there's nothing they can do about it, you know, there's nothing they can do about it. I mean, they just have to find other ways to survive, you know, but terrible thing. It'll be good when it's over, won't it? Some people are predicting this will be the last year we have to deal with it. Hopefully that's right. So anyway, that's more than enough. Don't like talking about that topic. That's more than enough of that topic. More videos coming soon.